Hello everyone, so this is going to be the last video of our gRPC playlist, and in this video we are going to see how can we create a gRPC client. In the previous video we created a gRPC server. In this video we are going to see how to create a gRPC client in Flutter. So I've created a small Flutter application where I'm connecting with a gRPC server, and we are going to see the code and a live example how I've done all this thing. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So this is our gRPC server that we have created in our last video. Now we'll go to the Postman, and if I hit the get all orders API, so you can see it is working and it is giving me an empty response. So what I can do, I can just create an order and do all the actions. But this is something that I don't want to do. I want to use a different client, a real world example where our backend server is going to connect with our front end. So this is something that we wanted to achieve. So I created one small Flutter application. This is how my Flutter application is going to look. So I've created all the CRUD and streaming properties in these buttons. So let's see how they are working. So first of all, if I want to create an order, so what I can do, I'll just open a Postman side by side. So we will see. So it means that we have two clients that are connecting with our gRPC server. Now let's see. First of all, I want to create an order. I clicked it. See, it is saying order created, new order, brand A and price 100. This is all hard coded in my Flutter application. I will just explain you the complete code as well of Flutter. Now, if I say get all orders, you will see we are getting an order. So we created an order with the help of our gRPC Flutter application. Here also, if I click on get order, so I am getting perfectly an order. It is hard coded with ID 1, so it is giving me the first order. If I click on the get all orders, it will give me one order. Let me just click it one more time. What I can do, I will just create one more order. Get all orders. On the Postman, I'm getting now two orders. In this, if I click on the get all orders, I'm getting two orders from our gRPC server. This is how the things are working. Now let's move to the streaming part. See, first of all, the server side streaming. So what we know in the server side streaming, that we are going to send an empty response and they are going to return a response of data. So now they are going to return 20 data. So this is something that I want to achieve in my Flutter application. We are going to get a stream of 20 data in our Flutter application. So it is going to look something like this. If I click on it, the streaming order has started. So you can see I'm started getting the data in my Flutter application as well. Here also I will get the 20 data, and after that what will happen when I'll get the complete 20 data, then my app is going to stop for the 10 second because I've just put a 10-second timer. So this is now going to be deleted after that. Now we are going to see the client side streaming. In the client side streaming, we have to send the data. Of course, I have to write the JSON here. Here I'm going to do a client side streaming. I said internally what I'm doing, I'm sending some data to our server, and in our client side streaming code of the gRPC server, what we have written an empty response. In a bidirectional streaming, so we are going to send some data and we are going to get a response back. So see, a bidirectional streaming computer, I sent some data and I got the data back. This code was written in our completed section. Now let's see, if I do some get orders, again get all orders, you will see our bidirectional stream data was created. Here when we go to our gRPC server code of bidirectional, here see, we are adding all the orders that we are getting from our request. We are saving them into the list. That's why we get these these orders added. Again, if I do a bidirectional stream, see, and more orders are going to add to our get all orders. See, more orders are added because of this bidirectional streaming code that we have written in our gRPC server. Now our application is working fine. Now let's understand how I created this whole application, how I created this client. So let's move to our Flutter code, and it's very simple and clean application. first of all, let's talk about the main.dart. A lot of code is written, but please don't be worried. It's very simple. I'm just making the screen a little big. Now, this is my main.app. Just a very simple material app and app bar and everything. Nothing special. After that, I created the gRPC action widget. In this, now we'll make a stateful widget because we are performing multiple actions with these buttons. Now, after that, what is happening? I will directly move to this rep section. In this rep section, I created these buttons. In these buttons, what is happening? I just created the 6 functionalities. First, the 3 ones are going to be create order, and get all orders. And after that, there are the streaming buttons. So the data that I'm going to get in a list, I made a list view builder here, and the data that I can just simply show on the text, for that I just created the text. Okay, so the text that I can show on the top. Okay, the text that you were seeing on the top when I'm just creating the order, this text, I'm talking about this text. And I put a 10-second delay on every action. Like suppose if my action has been presented, after that I wanted to delay that thing for 10 seconds. So it means that whenever I get a result, I want to get to a normal state after 10 seconds, so that I can just show you the result and I can just back to the normal state. This is something that I've written in this complete code. Now, what is happening? Let's understand the create order, and every other function are going to work in the same way. So let's just go to the implementation of the create order. So what I'm doing, I'm just creating some dummy order right now. We can take the inputs as well in our Flutter application. I just wanted to make a simple client. Now, this is my order, simple, and I'm calling one function. So this gRPC client is something very important in this Flutter application. So let's see this. So I imported this gRPC client from some other file. So let's go to this file, and this is the most important file of this whole application. And this is the most important code. What is happening? In this gRPC client, please focus, I'm connecting with the localhost. Don't be confused why I written this 10.0.2.2 because we are on an emulator. If you are using a web browser or React application, you can simply use localhost. That's why I use 10.0.2.2. This is how you can communicate with our local machine. Okay, so I just create a channel. So channel is a path. Previously we were using API, so now we have created a channel on the port 1990, and on the 1990 port our gRPC server is running. And what is happening when I call the function get orders? Okay, so I created this CRUD operation function get order. So that get order function is going to be called on our gRPC server. So we created this client, and whenever we again go to the main, whenever we call this function gRPC client dot where is the function gRPC client? Okay, this will go down. Yeah. So whenever we call this function gRPC client dot get all orders or gRPC client dot get orders, so what is happening? It means that our call is going to the server with the specific request that we are sending, like we are sending 1 or anything, and the function of our gRPC server that is running on the port 1990, that is our Java server, that particular function has been called. This is how gRPC is working. This is how we have created our Flutter application. Now again back to gRPC client, we have created this channel and everything. Okay, now there is one more question that comes. What are the dependencies that you are used in this Flutter application? If the dependencies are pretty simple, I just use 2 dependencies. That is gRPC and protobuf, nothing else. These are the 2 versions. And one more thing, we have to create one proto file in this order.proto. Why I created this order.proto file here? So gRPC, in that when you are using the Postman also, here is an option you can see that you can upload your proto file. Okay, so in the client also need that specific format of a proto file. So we provided that same order.proto file that we used in our gRPC server. So I copy pasted this file and pasted in our protos folder order.proto, and again I run the command of generate what? What do we have to generate? We have to generate a stub of Dart. Previously, we have generated a stub of Java when we are using a gRPC server. This time, we have to generate the stub of Dart. So how I generated this? Again, we can generate it with the help of a compiler. So this is my generated code. This is my orders generated stub. This is my order services generated stub and everything. How did I do that? With the help of this command. So this is the command. So what did I do? I downloaded the protoc locally in my computer. You can just download it on any EC2 instance if you are using it on a machine somewhere. So simply, I just downloaded the protoc compiler on my machine, and instead of a Java output this time, I did Dart out. So this time what will happen? My stubs are going to be generated in a Dart, and that stubs I'm using in our gRPC client. So this order service client is going to be present in a stub. This is how I've generated this stub. So what are the steps for generating this Flutter application client? Okay, let's summarize all these things. First of all, you have to go to a main. So first of all, your server should be ready. After that, go to the main.dart. Just copy pasted the same proto files. Then run this command protoc and generate your stubs and make your gRPC client. And when you just make the connection with the gRPC client, hooray, you can just now write the code, you can just complete your UI and everything is completely fine and working. This is how our Flutter client is going to connect with our gRPC server. Don't worry, and I will provide you all the codes of the server and the client in a GitHub repo so that you can just tweak something and enjoy every single thing. So thank you for watching me, and this is the end of our complete gRPC playlist. Thank you and bye bye.